these luxury items had me obsessed, but I'm also so happy that I don't actually own them. Not to mention I actually learned a thing or two about my personal style that maybe I wouldn't have known if I bought these items. If you are new here, my name is Sabrina and I'm a fashion enthusiast. I love shoes, handbags, luxury fashion. So if you too like the same things, I think you might like it here. Now let's get into the items that I'm so happy I never bought and what exactly I learned from that.
Future me here, and as I edit this video, I want to make one thing blatantly clear. If you own any of these items, if you still like and you still love these items, please continue on wearing them, continue on loving these pieces. No need to listen to me, these are just simply my opinions and things that I've moved past, but that does not mean that you have to move past them as well. So please, if you love something, continue on wearing it. Okay, back to the video.
The Bottega Mini Jodie. Boy, oh boy, was this around town, okay? Every single influencer was seen wearing this handbag. This handbag originated in 2020. First came out in 2020 under creative direction of Daniel Lee. And when it came out, okay, it took the world by storm. Daniel Lee did some incredible things at Bottega Veneta, in my opinion, and I think introducing the Jodie bag was probably one of the most pivotal things that he did under Bottega Veneta at the time. And even though I still do have my eyes on the teen version, so the larger size of it, at the time I wanted the mini version, okay? And I feel like everyone else wanted the mini version as well, which in my opinion is the issue, because when you see a bag so much and you see it so often and you see it everywhere on social media, it comes to a point where, in my opinion, it becomes repetitive. It becomes a little bit too much. And with the bag being seen so much, with the bag flying off the shelf, okay, it was extremely popular, comes the rise of dupes. The counterfeit industry thrives off popular items, and I think with the rise of the dupes of this bag, I mean, there are so many dupes that you can buy on Amazon, Etsy, Anthropologie makes quite a few. I mean, there is a dupe, quite honestly, in every single store of this handbag. The year of 2020 as a whole, I mean, do we even have to discuss this? It is the year the global pandemic started. But fashion as a whole was drastically changing, of course, due to the pandemic, and also because TikTok was first introduced. And I think because of TikTok, we have really seen a rise in virality. A bag can come out the first of the month and be absolutely sold out within a couple of days at this point. All it takes at this point is a couple people to post about this bag, and suddenly it becomes the new it bag, the new it trendiest handbag that you can possibly have. That made absolutely no sense. What I'm trying to get at is TikTok has really increased the amount of dupes, almost made it pretty normal to have a dupe at this point. The counterfeit industry is a whole separate video, okay, a whole other discussion for another day, but what I learned from this handbag is that when a handbag becomes so popular, so duped, it almost makes me not want the handbag. Could be totally just a personal thing, but when I see it so much, I just get bored of it so much quicker. So there is no reason for me to invest in a handbag that's a couple $1,000s when I'm gonna get bored of it. I'd much rather put those couple $1,000s towards a handbag that to me is a classic piece, or a trendy handbag that I absolutely love. And I just didn't feel that towards the Bottega Jodie Mini. I still do feel it against the Bottega Teen. Now, if you love this handbag, if this handbag makes your heart flutter, then I have some good news, okay? Because this handbag can be found on the pre-loved market at a relatively good deal. You're definitely not paying what you are paying if you were to go in store. Now, even through all the shifts of creative direction at Bottega, and trust me, there is a lot. There was Daniel Lee, Matthew Blazy. Now there's a new creative director. I think it was effective actually late last month, Louise Trotter. Now, who's to say that she is going to get rid of the Jodie completely? I don't know. But if the Jodie was on your radar, then maybe this is a good time to buy it, as I do find when there is a creative director switch up, a lot of the brands try and get rid of their old stock while making room for new stock with their new creative director. I don't know if that's actually going to be the case for Bottega, but just a thought. And it taught me that if I don't love an item 100%, if it does not make my heart flutter, if I don't see it and I don't instantly fall in love, then 8 out of the 10 times it's not going to be worth it. And I say out of 8 out of the 10 because sometimes, you know, we make mistakes, okay? Sometimes we end up buying the trendy item, okay? You know what? We live and we learn. In most cases, when I think it's going to be a trendy item for just a short period of time, I know it's not going to be worth it. And I, back in the day, did not know that. Amina Muaddi Begum PVC heel. Now, this first came out in 2018 when Amina Muaddi introduced her brand. The shoe and the heel is a classic twist on the Slingback pump, but with her signature martini heel. They come in satin and they come in PVC. God knows why PVC is still around. That is the longest trend, I think, in history. Like, how is the PVC still going? That's a different story. other day. But essentially the PVC version is like a Cinderella heel, okay? It's beautiful, don't get me wrong. It is the perfect heel for a Disney princess, in my opinion. And similar to the Teen Jodie, the Amina Muaddi Begum pump was just seen everywhere. But I have to say there's a little bit of leeway when it comes to shoes as opposed to bags. Bags I find you wear a lot more than you do a heel like the Amina Muaddi Begum heel. Like, you're not gonna be wearing this every single day, and if you are, honestly, kudos to you. These shoes were seen on so many celebrities, and I almost feel like this shoe is a little bit, I don't want to say dated, because I do find it's still a beautiful shoe, and I would absolutely still wear this shoe right now, but it does remind me of a time, and it reminds me of 2018, 2020 as well. I also find that Amina Muaddi is almost going away from her signature martini heel. To be honest, I hope not. I feel like that is so engraved within the DNA of Amina Muaddi, but I mean, who knows? But this is just a shoe that I'm happy that I did not buy, and happy that I saved my money for other shoes that are just more my style, I guess. Oh, the famous Telfar bag. This bag was first introduced by Telfar Clements in 2014, and it was actually inspired by the Bloomingdale's shopping bag. Isn't that a fun fact for you? I did not know that until, honestly, I was doing a little bit of research. Now this bag, oh my God, was it a time when this bag first came out? I recall this bag also being seen absolutely everywhere. This bag is also a Real Housewives favorite. Sonia Morgan has every single color of this handbag, okay? I feel like her entire closet at this point is all Telfar bags. It also was very much a streetwear staple. There were so many street style photos being seen wearing this bag. But even though the bag debuted in 2014, I don't think it was until around the pandemic time, I'm so sorry, I keep referencing the pandemic, oh, tragic times, around 2020, until this bag really shot up in popularity. I remember Telfar having drops, and the second that drop opened, the bags would be instantly sold out. And I think the rise of popularity of this handbag really came down to its affordability, its practicality. It had a shoulder strap as well as a top handle strap. It was large enough for all your daily goods. It was also a non-leather bag, which actually is the reason why I decided not to originally buy it way back. I remember seeing this bag and thinking, wow, it's really an affordable bag, comes in some great colorways. I really want this bag, but I wasn't sold on the fact that it was non-leather. And to me, I would just rather a leather bag. That may just be a personal matter. I just find more certainty when buying a leather good. And that doesn't mean you have to spend a lot of money when you're buying a leather bag. Again, the pre-loved market, there's so much out there, but there's also a lot of contemporary brands that offer leather bags at a pretty reasonable cost. However, I do believe Telfar is releasing a leather bag, which is interesting because at least in my eyes, they've really become known for their non-leather goods. Oh, the good old classic Chanel slingbacks. Yes, the slingbacks that I feel like made a comeback. I believe it was almost like 2 years ago at this point. Everyone was now seen wearing the Chanel classic slingback and also the classic flats. And this all came with the resurgence of the ballet flat. Yes, the ballet flat that we once loved back in 2005 came upon us in 2022. And you know, ever since then, it's been thriving. But a lot of the fashion girlies were seen wearing the Chanel slingbacks and the Chanel flats. And at the time, I was thinking, I could be a slingback flat kind of gal. But at the time, I didn't really have the funds to invest in a shoe that I didn't really know if I was going to wear long term. At the time, I liked the shoe, but I didn't know if I loved the shoe, which was mistake number one, okay? Like I said before, you need to love the item before you invest in it. Now, because I was on the fence, and I'm not really one for dupes, but I do believe there is a time and place for a similar style. The similar style is if you just don't know if you want to invest your money in the bigger ticket item. And at the time, considering that the Chanel slingbacks were out of my price range, I resulted in the dupe. I bought a pair of slingbacks dupes from L'Intervalle. They are a Montreal-based shoe company. And in this case, I'm so happy I bought the dupe because even though I did wear them a ton, I didn't find myself gravitating towards them the following year. I have not worn them since. And I feel like this was just a good example of not always buying the high ticket item. Sometimes you need to go towards the dupe just to test it out yourself. Test it out if you actually are going to wear them. And if you wear them a ton, by all means, invest in the high ticket item because you know at that point that they're going to be worth it. I did just buy a pair of slingbacks from Paris, Texas, but those are different, okay? Those I absolutely love. Sometimes you just don't know, and sometimes you need to test it out before you buy, okay? When you go buy a car, you test it out. Why can't we do the exact same with fashion? It seems like we're going down memory lane because this is a memory lane item, okay? The Prada Re-edition. Oh my God, did I ever want this crossbody bag? Like, no. other. And I nearly made the purchase, but at the time I also was lacking funds. So I feel like honestly, the bank was at my side, and this was such a trendy bag. Honestly, everybody had this bag, and honestly, it makes sense, okay? It was practical. You could wear it every single day. It was casual. It was a great everyday bag. It makes total sense. Also had the little pouch. We were going through a almost military-esque trend, okay? Fit with the combat boots, fit with the cargo pants, okay? It made sense for the time. This was also during a time where Prada was really making a comeback, okay? They were reintroducing their once very popular bag, which is a known tactic amongst all these designer brands, okay? They're going to reintroduce their once very popular handbags that they had 20 years ago, reintroduce them to the public, make them a little bit, you know, extra, tweak them a little bit, release it to the market, and bam, it's a top seller. Now, because I wanted that handbag so much, I did go down the route of a nylon handbag, but I came across this bag from GCDS, and it is a mini bag. It is nylon at the top. They still do sell this bag, so I will link it below, and almost rubber at the bottom, so it is quite durable. It also does have this silver chain, which honestly, I don't think you can see, but it does spell GCDS. And at the time, I thought this was a really cool handbag that I've never seen before. And it comes with a crossbody strap. I don't actually wear the crossbody strap too often anymore. I more so just wear this as a mini bag. This was also, I think, a quarter of the price of the Prada Re-edition. And I thought, you know, this bag is a great bag. I've never seen it before. I can wear it day and night. It's a cool, funky handbag in my opinion, and it does the job for me because once I bought this handbag, I never thought about the Prada Re-edition bag ever since. If you love a handbag, but you know it's going to be a trendy piece, look for something similar, but not quite the same. And I think if you were to find a handbag that's not quite the same, but ticks off all your boxes, I do think you're going to be fulfilled when you're buying that handbag. And also, it's a handbag that you know you're not going to see on the streets absolutely everywhere, and less of a chance that you are going to get sick of that bag. And the last luxury item I'm going to speak about is the Celine Sunnies. You know which ones I'm talking about, okay? I don't even have to insert a photo. Now, not to hype myself up a little bit, but I actually found these far before they were trendy, and I did have my eye on them. Actually, I had my eye on the silver pair, which I feel like was the less trendy of the two. But my issue is when I see an item, I ponder on the item. I make sure that that item is going to fit well within my personal style, within my collection. I want to thoroughly think the product and the item through. Except I think I was a little bit too slow in my thinking this time around when I actually figured out, oh, that product, I love it. That would be so great within my personal style, within my collection. At that point, it was too late. At that point, it was seen absolutely everywhere. And I do think that because of TikTok, this was what, 3 years into TikTok, 2023, because of TikTok and its virality, I mean, these blew up, okay? These were everywhere. They were quickly duped. I don't know what those dupe companies are doing, but they are working overtime. I also think sunglasses are on a different level than handbags, okay? You see handbags out on the streets, out in the wild, a lot, but you see sunglasses even more. They are not even on the same playing field. Sunglasses are exponentially duped way more, also because sunglasses are much more affordable than the average designer handbag. And because that means that they are just simply more accessible, more likely to be seen on everybody. Regardless of a sunglass being more affordable and more accessible, that's still a good amount of money to put towards a sunglass. And I didn't feel like that amount of money towards a sunglass that I would honestly get sick of in the next couple months was not a good financially right decision. That being said, no matter how much the item costs, make sure that it is something that you love and make sure that it is something that you can wear in your everyday life, because the worst thing is when you invest in something that you thought you liked and it just sits on your shelf for years to come. And sometimes you have to make those mistakes to learn from your mistakes. I'm just simply here preaching to you so you don't really have to make those mistakes. I'll make the mistakes for you. So there you have it. Those are some of the items that I'm so happy I never bought and the lessons that I learned from not buying those items. If you're still watching this video, thank you so much for watching. It does mean the absolute most to me. As always, I hope you have the utmost fabulous day and week ahead. Bye guys.